Hey YouTube! So today on Child Support Chronicles, we're going to be talking about Jermaine Shoemake, aka Umar Johnson, aka the Prince of Panhandling on all social media platforms. Throughout this week, and I think beginning last week, I have just watched this man have a complete meltdown. The type of meltdown that my little boy have when I tell him he can't get both Spider-Man toys. He got to pick one. And he says, Mommy, but you got a lot of debit cards, so why I can't get both? Like, that's who he remind me of, my 6-year-old little boy. I really do believe that mentally, this man is not moved past adolescence. This man is like 12 on the inside of his head. I don't care what his blind followers say, because if you're following this man, you clearly are blind and you can't see the fuckery that is going on with him. This is the only person I know. I'm gonna say this. Jermaine Shoemake is so bad with his supporters, almost like worse than Cardi B. You know, Cardi B will go back and forth for her. She'll pull up on a fan, on one of her own fans, and he's worse than that. This man will ask you to donate. You donate $50. He'll tell you thank you, but next time make it 100. Like, what type of shit is that? And people have been donating to this man for 15 years. Probably longer than that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to digress. 15 years. And they have not been able to claim any of the donations for the 16 years that he has been running this school scam. Ain't nobody received nan credit on their taxes. Nobody but him. He is out here committing so many state and federal laws that it's ridiculous, with everything that he does on the internet and then all of the different places that he going. He claims to be the most requested scholar. But let me tell y'all something. I did a little bit of research, right? Let's peep this. Okay. So I looked up the top 10 African American scholars for 2019 and 2020. Nowhere on any of these lists was Jermaine Shoemake name or Umar's name. I'm not calling him a doctor because he ain't no doctor. He got to prove to me that he's a doctor. When I go to my doctor has certificates all on the fucking wall, all framed up nice and pretty. You can see what year they graduated. This man ain't never showed so much as a driver's license. He probably don't even have a driver's license. You know what? I'm willing to put my entire salary for the year on the line to say this man does not have a driver's license because he is delinquent in his child support. And the very first thing that the state do when you are delinquent with your child support is suspend your driver's license. Okay? So if Umar can prove to me that he has a valid driver's license right now, I'll make a donation to his little dusty ass school. Okay? Anyway, like I was saying, I did a little research. So there's a lot of people, when I say he was on nobody's list, like I even went to the top 200 requested scholars, and this man still was nowhere to be found. Nobody knows him except for his Kool-Aid drinking followers, but nobody in his field knows who he is. I ain't never seen him at no conventions with no psychologists, no type of school reunions, none of that. None of that. He claims on the Lord Jamar podcast, okay, he claims to have friends who are business owners and who are teachers and who have opened up their own schools. Why we don't ever see you nowhere with these people, Jermaine, Mr. Shoemake? Why we don't ever see you? You always by yourself, laying on that dusty ass rock over there at the abandoned bum shelter buildings, like Anti-Afro Svengali say, perpetrating a fraud on the black community, the very community that you claim you are fighting to help. The only thing you are doing is bringing us down, stealing all of our positive energy, and holding us back from prospering. It's kids who were supposed to go to this FDMG LMNOP ass school 10 years ago. These niggas got kids now. They full grown adults. And they parents is still making donations. And peep the scammery of it all. You can't even make a donation to this man if you don't commit to an auto withdrawal from your account. What? I have given to all sorts of charities, nonprofit organizations, because that's where he claims to be, and he been committing nonprofit fraud because he didn't turn in the information that he should have turned in to the IRS. They revoked him for not turning in the financial statements for 3 years in a row. He can still continue after they revoked his 501c status. He still continued to accept donations, which is illegal. And he basically accepted donations in all 50 states. So like that's 50 charges just for one little thing that he did. Like if you want to get technical, he out here making threats over the internet, telling people they're going to pull up, telling poor Lennon Honor, Lee Nor Honor, I'm in your ass. He is in everybody's ass. He likes to talk about ass so much. Just make you wonder. I'm going to digress. And another thing, no, I'm not going to digress. Let me back up, skirt. Because I said this to my husband. Why is it he only want little black boys who are like 7 or 8? That's why, see, I know he has some type of mental incompetency. And I have already said several times in several comment sections that this man has been stunted to adolescent behavior. He still got the brain of that little 7, 8, 9-year-old little boy who nobody loved and nobody paid attention to, and the only time he got paid attention to is when he was yelling, hollering, screaming, tearing up some shit, and he still do it to this day, and this man like 46. I do believe mentally this man is like 8 years old. He lives in like this whole la la land, and I just don't understand it. But let me stop, because I'm straying. Okay? But it's something with him, because, I remember a clip, and he was talking about, the little boys. He really want to teach little boys. The kids are staying with him, is what he said. They don't need to be around y'all toxic people, These children don't need to see their mother and their fathers. They need to be isolated and put in charge by somebody who's probably a fucking pedophile. He got pedophile ways. I'm just saying. I digress. Anyway, I know the man is behind this child support. When you go online and look up his child support order, it go back so far. It go back way further than the actual system in his state. Now, it's allegedly three kids that I know of that he has. Some are, older. He's 46. So he's not too many years younger than my father. And I'm almost 30. So he could already have children who are full grown. But he definitely has children who are minors. And he has went to court this year for child support, failure to pay child support. This man probably ain't never paid no child support. Now, this is what I find awful funny. When you Google him and you do your Google searches and stuff like that, they say that this man is worth $500,000. I beg to differ. He ain't worth nothing. He ain't. You can't be worth something if you ain't got nothing. All he got is donations, gifts. That's all he got. He ain't got no day job. I want to see a W-2 from this man. This man probably ain't filed taxes since he was a fucking dependent. I wouldn't put it past him. Not one bit. Anyway, he goes on the Lord Jamar podcast and proceeds to have a whole meltdown. Now, I watched that in totality. He did the podcast with Nick Cannon, but Nick Cannon, you soft as fuck. I am sick of you. You know what I'm saying? You is soft as fuck, Nick Cannon. You ain't pressed this man on nothing. You was acting like you was scared that the man was gonna jump across the table and hit you. Like, Jermaine ain't gonna do shit to nobody. What he gonna call his Goonie Goons? Ain't that what he call his people? Gonna call the Goonie Goons. He gonna have to call an Uber because his ass ain't got no fucking driver's license because he ain't paid child support this entire decade. Okay. Most requested scholar. Yeah, right. I don't like you, Umar. I refuse to call you doctor because I know you're not no real doctor. Okay? Can't nobody find nobody who willing to claim you. Y'all listen, I was just researching. I literally was going through this Facebook group and reading the comments, right? So let me put them up right here because the shit was so fucking funny. The shit was so funny. Like, the people in Philly don't want to have nothing to do with him. They are literally disowning this man in the comment section. This shit is crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Let me find it. All right, so Raj McNeil, okay? Raj McNeil posted PSA, Philadelphia does not claim Umar Johnson. Stop putting that on us. He does nothing for the community, and quite frankly, no one really knows him here. That's for a reason. Philly would never let a fraud slide. Truth be told, it's really on every other city or town he's visited. Y'all invite him to speak and sign rough drafts at restaurants. There's a reason he has no engagements in Philly. So please don't put that on my city, respectfully. Now listen, that's a lie. That's saying a lie. She said signing rough drafts at restaurants, putting people's life in danger in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Like, sir, you have some nerve. Like, you don't even get, in my respect, to call you sir at this point. Okay, let's carry on because I was in the comment section taking screenshots like a mug. Okay, so let me continue to scroll on so I can read what the people was writing. The people was writing. Shit. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just really hard because this shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? So they was talking about the restaurant, and Brian said Umar is a fraud. Of course. And then Tina said, I'm sure that book is 3 pages long. And then they said he actually executed the 8th, 5th, 4th, 4th, 6th, 7th, 7th, 3rd, 4th, 7th things you said you'd do. Okay, so then they got a picture of somebody holding up the book, and it says, "Oh damn, we got our first victim here." Like, y'all, my chest hurt from laughing because these poor people, they spent their money on that funky ass. Okay, then somebody else said that they heard that the book got a lot of blank pages for notes. Okay, and then somebody said ridiculous and shameful. But the comment that took me out, okay, was somebody who said, Mr. Lockhart said, I'll spend my money on my own strippers. So then I'm scrolling and I see, well, this mug done got on the internet, on the Instagram, on the Twitter, on Beyonce's internet, and posted a link to a fucking OnlyFans. Like, don't listen. The only thing I want to see you do, Umar Johnson, is take a motherfucking bath, get a haircut, and put some lotion on your ashy ass ankles. The only thing I will ever support of you is you washing your funky ass and cleaning up your dirty ass, filthy ass, nasty ass, hoarders looking ass house. I digress. So Jermaine, I know you got these kids out here and you out here being a whole deadbeat dad. The internet say you were $500,000. Lennon Honor, anti-Afro Svengali, and Make a Change has more than proved that you have taken in several millions worth of donations that they can account for. And you, so stupid that you out here on Beyonce's internet making all these self-incriminating ass videos, telling people you got this much, you got that much. You just said you get roughly $125,000 a year in donations, but you told the IRS that you don't take in more than $50,000. So who you telling the truth to, Umar? You telling the truth to your donors, to your supporters, or to the government? I don't believe you. See, if you're going to tell it, that's why you can't tell a lie. See, you can't remember the truth. That's what I tell my 6-year-old. Matter of fact, Umar, you act just like my 6-year-old. You out here telling people to send their kids to you when your ass ain't went and seen your daughter, the daughter whose middle name you admitted that you didn't even know, talking about when you went to court, the judge knew who you was. Your ass ain't been to court. You been skipping court for 10 years. What the fuck is you talking about? Nobody knows who you are. And if somebody knows who you are, they only know who you are because of your scamming ass ways. You out here taking money from the very people who you claim to love and respect. But no. Now, Beyonce Internet also said that you was married to a half Caucasian white lady. I'ma digress. I ain't even got enough time in this day. Okay? But you out here having meltdowns on Beyonce's internet, disrespecting the very person who was attempting to hold the door open for you. Lord Jamar was at the door with the heavy-duty door stopper magnet installing that bitch. He never got to use it, but he was installing that bitch. When he was having that conversation with Umar, like he said, that conversation was to vet him. Now, he done had Lord Jamar go out here and buy this heavy-duty ass magnet to hold the door open for him, only for this motherfucker to kick the door shut on all 10 of Lord Jamar's fingers, toes, and his long-ass neck. See, Umar, you so gone, you so far gone that you don't even realize the opportunities that you have on the platforms that you have been on. My nigga, you been on the Breakfast Club like 4-5 times in a row. I can't believe they still letting your ass come up there. Because I be seeing Charlamagne shady ass post little memes about you. But I find it funny that you done been to the Breakfast Club 11 times and ain't none of them gave you one red cent. Not one red cent. That's got to be red flags everywhere. Now, the most requested scholar and motivational speaker charges $197 per hour for him to come and speak at your event. Umar Johnson, you are not worth 187 pennies to no fucking body. Okay? I cannot wait. Listen, I hate to kick a person while they down. But when I say I look forward to your downfall and I'm going to cover it with a passion, I am. I feel bad for your kids. You out here on Beyonce's internet embarrassing the fuck out of them. I think he got straight daughters. I think he got all daughters, 3 daughters that I could find. I ain't gonna drag them babies into this. But I just want America, all the black YouTube, to understand and overstand that this man is telling you to send your kids to him when he ain't seen his own fucking kids. He ain't got no experience with no fucking kids. The only experience he got is getting on stage, yelling, lying, screaming, sweating, taking people money, calling them donations, and then giving it to the stripper, and going overseas to take baths and shit in Tokyo or wherever the fuck he was at. The only thing he is doing is taking y'all money so he can get his next Airbnb and his next Uber ride. Y'all better open y'all eyes up and see what's going on. Y'all out here drinking this red Kool-Aid that he fixed. Sir. The only reason why I follow you is so I can judge the fuck out of you. Because I hate the air you breathe. I hate the air you breathe. You are a disappointment to the entire, and I do mean entire, black community. Philly already disowned your motherfucking ass. We don't want you here. We want your dusty ass to go over the gunner. You know what I'm saying? You dusty anyway. You might as well go be in some dust. Okay? Because your ass is going to jail. And you going to be featured on the future episode of American Greed if your ass don't be careful. Stay dangerous.